My brain to brain family. I have a fantastic conversation for y'all to listen to. Parker is an incredible human being with an inspiring story. Give it a listen.
So what happened to me was I had a car accident in 2018 and I acquired fluent aphasia and I was at a real rehabilitation for about a year and 8 months and I've been working every day since.
Amazing. Now, Parker, let's rewind the tape.
Okay.
Tell us about who you were, what you did before the car accident.
Before the accident, so I played soccer my entire life and then I ended up going to a school to play soccer in Colorado. It's a place called Fort Lewis. Then I ended up leaving and going to Texas Tech for a brief amount. Came back home, and I had my plan before my accident was to be a psychiatrist.
Okay, so avid soccer player. Sounds like you had a very physical lifestyle,
Yes.
a zest for life. Were you very social growing up? Like with the soccer team, would you hang out with a lot of friends? What does your day-to-day look like before the accident?
So before my accident, my I was a very social, interactive person. Very social, and I love talking to people. I love helping people. I love having a good time with people, and um and that was my bread and butter was talking, motivation, everything. And um and and honestly, like looking back, I'm trying to think, so I forgot a lot of what exactly stuff I do. The other thing I know I do is shit, man. Um I also go deer hunting out in Abilene or Albany. We're outside Abilene, but that's kind of the defeats the purpose.
No, that's awesome. But I think that's important for people listening and watching to know. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but you said, you're thinking you're trying to grab stuff that was taken away from you in the accident. You lost a lot of memories growing up, right?
I lost a lot of memories and my speech was affected. And it has gotten much better through very hard work and time and patience. Um, but yes, before I was, like how I said earlier, it was my bread and butter was so but my on my belt, the best thing I had on my belt was speaking. And that was how I affected. But after the accident, the silver lining was it gave me a new perspective on life and not just injuries other people are going through, not just brain injuries, drivers, but everyone, but also not being able to speak very much makes me sorry to say this, but makes me listen more and not listen more, but like how do I say it? Fucking A, man.
The way you said it's perfect.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it at all. Yeah, let's get to the accident. Now you've told us your early life, your early years before the accident. What happened that day and how old were you?
First of all, I was 24 when it happened, even though maybe a few months after I was 25. But I can tell you right now, I honestly do not remember the accident at all. I don't remember probably the year after accident, and I don't remember the year before the accident. At first, maybe 10 or 15 years before accident was lost, but slowly it came back. But it's hazy, but yes. I don't remember the accident. I just know I was happened. I was in a Luckily, there was no one else in my car because from the pictures I've seen, that would have been very bad. If someone else in there, then yeah, I got lucky that no one else got injured, and so I my seatbelt saved me because my airbag did not come out, and and yeah.
Did anybody, you said you don't remember the accident, the year after the accident, and the year before the accident. That's just crazy to even think about, right? Like losing those. gaps of time. Did anybody fill in that gap for you about what happened that night? Like, were you going to see your parents, or were you coming home? Uh,
I was from, thank you. From what my parents told me is I was coming home from my girlfriend at the time, and I was coming home, and it was from what they told me, it was I was going to their place, and I was maybe it happened maybe 2 blocks away from their house, and apparently it was because of the heavy rain, my car hydroplaned, and yeah,
oh.
yeah.
Okay, the accident happens. Good God, man. Thank goodness you were wearing your seatbelt.
Mm, you're right.
Okay, so after the accident, you were in a coma for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Do you remember coming out of the coma? I know you said you don't remember anything from that year after the accident, but I guess maybe for the listeners or the viewers, what is the first memory you had after
The
the accident?
So the first memory I had was actually at Baylor, which was maybe 2 months after my accident. So I do remember some, but like very brief image, really. I don't really remember the scene, I mean the memory, like the details, but I remember a little image of it, of being at Baylor and being a little my bed had a tent over it, which was a veil bed, because apparently I wanted to get out very badly. And so it's called a veil bed. And but yes, that's all I remember after until at this I was at Presbyterian in a coma for about 2.5 weeks. Then went to Baylor for a month for acute care. And then after Baylor, I went to this place called CNS, Center for Neuroskills, down in Irving, Texas. So I was there for about a year and 8 months. And maybe that was the first time I started remembering some was was just being at these little houses they had us stay in, these apartments. And the interesting part is today, right now, I can look at myself back then and see how it's interesting because I can see like my spectrum during that time was it's like this. It's like I didn't I it's like my ideas, imaginations was like a tunnel in a sense. I don't know how to say it, but it was blocked in a way. Maybe the medication could be other things, but I think I was just still trying to recover, or my brain was trying to recover. And as time moved on, it slowly was enveloping. Or like, yeah,
So very cloudy in the beginning.
very.
Very no
Like how I said earlier, I was in Loopy Town for a very long time.
Yeah. So when things started to come back into focus for you, when you were, you know, when you were leaving Loopy Town, is what you said. You decided to move away from Loopy Town, like metaphorically speaking.
Yes, yes.
Um, what what were some of the challenges you faced? What did the doctors tell you? Was there any lingering pains? Was there any, complications that they said would stick with you for the rest of your life? What was the diagnosis for you?
My diagnosis was exactly it's called Wernicke's aphasia, and and my right arm, my right leg is not impaired, but it's weaker. It's more sensitive, I guess. But but anyway, so from my own perspective, my own experience, I don't really remember much what the doctors have told me, even though I have it on paper what they said about my issues, but my symptoms. But the thing that's like, for example, if I'm holding a piece of lettuce, I know it's lettuce. I feel it's lettuce. I can taste the lettuce. I know what it is. And I'm trying to if someone asks me, a friend or if you ask me what's in my hand, what this lettuce is, without me knowing, without me no, without me with me knowing it's lettuce, and in my mind I'm saying it's a piece of lettuce. I'm actually saying a pickle. And I
Mm.
have zero idea I said pickle. In my mind, I said lettuce, and that happens, and I'm not even aware of it. And sometimes people are like, oh, and feel like they know what I'm saying, but they don't. And so that's the thing that's happened the most that's affected me was my own frustration
Mhm.
from not either saying the right word or people misunderstanding me because of my speech and my short-term memory loss. And and but but those were just the bad the negative parts because those are the negative parts. Yes.
So you have aphasia,
Yes, sir.
you, you have trouble with speech,
Yes.
short-term memory loss. These are all things you still struggle with today.
Today.
And then, you said the right side, your right arm, you lost some mobility. Is that what I heard correctly? Or it's not as strong?
My right side, my right arm, my right leg, they're still mobile. They're
Okay,
still functionable, but they are not aligned how they used to be. So it's like it's just more they're weaker in a
okay.
sense. Yes.
Do you, so this is, you said your best tool on your belt before the accident was your ability to talk to people, to communicate.
And I loved it. Yes.
Yeah, and then we see you after the accident, somebody's taken that off your belt. Put us in your shoes when you realize that, or when that kind of that dust settles, you're like, wait, why aren't they understanding I'm saying lettuce? Or unable to, I guess, articulate like he once did. I mean, that must have been so frustrating.
It was very frustrating. The thing though is even though even though I was aware I lost that ability to be able to speak well, in my perspective, my own opinion, I still had the feelings, the emotions that I and I want to still talk to people, and I didn't hold myself back. I kept going. I still do what I want to do, and still talked, even though I knew I had some issues, some like it reduced some, and with that, and like I had to change a lot of my dictionary to simple words, and that did help for a while, but eventually it you realize you can't really grow if you're just using constant simple terms and just to make yourself or others feel more comfortable around you. And so I thought the best thing to do was just keep moving forward and keep trying and keep pushing and that has done very wonderful for me. And even though today, for example, at I before I turned 30, I had the idea that I should have a job that every job is respectable. Every job is. But I want myself to have a somewhat respectable job. Am I talking too much?
Not at all, dude. Not at
Okay,
all.
okay. I want to have a respectful job for me, and because of my very close friends at rehabilitation I met, I decided to go to a trade school, and I went to trade school because I wanted to try to get in the medical field and be of service of the ones who have helped me recover. And
Mhm.
so I I got certified as a medical assistant. I want to go to trade school to see if I was capable to do so, and I was. And anyway, but the reason I'm bringing this up because like today there's doctors at the beginning who just want to throw me outside the window for forgetting certain things. And anyway, um, I forgot where I was going, man.
I do the same thing. No, we're good. Yeah. So you're a medical assistant now.
Yes, yes.
That must have, I mean, losing your inability to speak, uh, the aphasia, the short-term memory loss. I mean, the cards were stacked against you.
Mhm.
And this leads into this question. What is the or was the toughest part of your recovery? I know we're still in this recovery for the rest of our life, this
Yeah.
journey in
Mhm.
essence, but what was one of the most challenging things for you? Was it getting that speech back for you?
That was the most difficult, 100%, yes. And but because of how before I was the accident, I loved it. I still love it. And so I didn't, even though I knew it had reduced some, not just in how I was able to speak, but like also like fuck.
Hey, we're good, man. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it at all. I mean, this and that's the beauty of this too. Um, we deal with this on a daily basis. You deal with this on a daily basis, right? Like I do too. Mid sentence, I lose my train of thought.
Yeah.
That's short term memory. Like
Yeah.
that's real life.
Mm.
That's stuff that I hope the viewers or the listeners are able to understand the gravity of that because it's incredibly frustrating.
Yes, and like just like how you said, even though ours with our brain injuries, ours have increased, but from my because I was when COVID happened, I went and went to my grandparents' house a lot, and what I realized through them, they have memory issues when you get older. And like it made me more see better perspective. Like everyone's going through what we're going through in a certain sense, even those are increased a lot, but still, yeah. Um, um, hey Evan.
Hey, buddy. You're good, man. You're good. We're just, hey, two friends talking. There's really,
Yeah,
there's no, I love this because this is authentic. This is real. It's just you and I, man.
yeah.
And it's showing people life behind the curtains because if I would have seen you at Kroger, because Kroger's a thing in North Texas, right?
No. Yeah, it could be, but
Wait,
I prefer like Trader Joe's or Cinder Market or something,
I would have known no difference, right?
Yeah.
You know, like sharing a conversation with you. I don't know, like we would have bumped shoulders. That guy seems fine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what sucks about this hidden injury is, but again, they can't see what we're going through. We can't see what other people are going through. They might not have brain injuries. Everybody's going through something, but this is is why I'm doing this, and this is why I'm so thankful you're on here. These raw moments
Hmm.
of you forgetting mid thought, like I that needs to be seen and heard because that is stuff we deal with on a daily basis.
And I mentioned this earlier, but what I really like about Toros and Ties, Toro and Ties is that even though our and for a good amount of brain injury survivors, a lot of our we have hidden disabilities, like for others people see, but a lot of people they don't have the energy or want to look and understand or learn about it. But you with what you're selling to people, what you're giving to people, are physical a valid reason of that you're not alone. And
Oh,
I thought that you're not fucking alone. But yeah, and like but but like it's and um yeah, man.
it's nice. It's nice to know that there's other people like us. I think that's the big thing. You know, we're not, no brain injury is the same. What you go through versus what I go through is completely different. We do have some similarities with stuff we go through. And again, it's not a pissing contest though, right? Like,
Exactly, exactly. Like how like sorry for interrupting you.
no, no, we're good, baby.
Yeah.
What do you gotta
Okay,
say?
so exactly what you said. There could be someone just like me who has aphasia, who has exactly Wernicke's aphasia. From the outside, could be same issues. With anyone with anyone who has a brain injury, they put them all like in one cluster, one group together. And the thing is though, every single one of us is different. none of us are in the same pool at all. But in my opinion, we're neighbors, whether we like it or not. And
Yeah.
and the best in the way I see it is the best way to keep pushing forward is through connection. And
Yeah.
and Toro Tides is doing that with this interview and with your physical with the hats and bags and everything like that. That's physical validation. And from what I'm doing as Brain Injury Tribe is through presence and involvement. And yeah.
I think that's so important. What do you think has surprised you the most during this process, this recovery process? Whether it was a turning point in speech therapy, whether it was, realizing you weren't able to do something you used to do before, or how family or friends reacted. What was something that surprised you the most?
Um, what surprised me was myself and how I viewed life and my perspective on life had changed significantly. Not in a negative way at all. Actually, is like a there's a non-biased lens of seeing life without even with some emotions was there, of course, but like I try my best to it showed me how like every single one of us is trying to survive. And and I mentioned this earlier, but that's why I started my own I started this what I started is called Brain Injury Tribe. And that is just to show like every single everyone in my opinion, everyone in life has their own tribe in a sense. And for us as a brain injury tribe, because we're family or related or however you want to see it, where we share a bond
Hmm.
through experience. And again, like I said earlier, whether we like it or not. And
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm
I love that. That's so true. And I love what you're doing with TBI Tribe. That's so cool. And I'm going to put that down with this post so people can go visit it as well. So they can find a community there with what you've got cooking over there too. What?
could I say something about that you could
Yes.
either post that or send me something. I want to say something about the tribe itself. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
Um, so from every survivor's story matters, not just the victories, but the struggles too, because we're all neighbors, whether we like it or not, and connection keeps us pushing forward, and that's the reason why I started Brain Injury Tribe, so everyone knows that they're not alone. We're by their side no matter what. Even if you're a survivor, caregiver, or supporter, you have a place with us.
Amazing.
And we have a shared bond through experience and to remind to let you know, to remind you, just because I created the tribe, there is no leader in this. This is a tribe.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. I love that outlook. And I think the community and the tribe point of view is so important to build that and to foster that. Um, I want to go just touch briefly again on your acute phases, your early phases with the recovery.
Okay.
Um, what was a small, and this could even be present day, what was a small win you had that really resonated with you? Like where you were so proud of yourself. And that could be every morning getting up to brush your teeth, or if one really stands out to you, I would love to hear it.
Um, so one of the big moments, more powerful that was in the early stages. So I was still in a bit loopy town, but I could my instincts were proud, like happy because I was aware of the people I was hanging out with before my accident was not good for the path I want to continue on to my
Mm,
recovery and progress and growth. And being aware of that, the people I should not be around or people I should be around, that meant a lot to me because it showed me that my brain, my thoughts, my ideas, emotions were still in a good progress sense and like basically as I could still see I could still grow and be capable to continue the path of becoming a more mature growth person.
mm. Yeah, I mean, that's huge. I mean, what a turning point for you, right? To notice it's like, hey, wait a second, like I still am making rational decisions. Like something's wrong.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
I
yes.
mean, yeah, that's awesome. I love that
It-
answer.
Especially having those thoughts and rational answers, like you said, like from the outside perspective, people who have no experience of this, don't understand at all. When you receive those vibes or like those little thoughts, those little come inside, you feel like you can't in a way. At least for me, I
Mhm.
couldn't. I feel like
Mhm.
I was not capable of doing stuff with how people were treating me or people how they're acting towards me. And it was myself inside telling me I could. And that's why I was very happy about it.
Awesome. That is so cool. Tell me, okay, now this is kind of a broader question for you.
Okay.
Since the accident, what does a good day look like for you? What is a good day?
Waking up, having a great sleep, because sleep matters a lot. If I don't sleep well, that affects my day, especially with aphasia, with my speech. It's it's more difficult. I'll say it put it that way. But I'll have if I have good sleep, good energy, wake up, have some coffee, um, go out. I go to the gym, get on treadmill, get jog a bit, um, go hang out with people that love me, either friends or family, and have a good dinner, hang out with my dog, um, and just there's this God, okay, oh yeah, I mentioned this to you, this place called Makerspace where a lot of artsy people are, and I like to say I can be some artsy sometimes, you
There
know,
we go.
and I love pottery, and pottery is has been significant part of my recovery and my life because at the beginning I was awful. I was awful at it. But it at the beginning it taught me it had me accept and become friends with failure. And
Mm,
wow, I never imagined that really. And
that's
then
powerful.
it is powerful. And it helped me in multiple levels of other aspects in my life. And it gave me not necessarily confidence, but more alignment with the life I want to have.
Hmm.
And and making good bowls or cups to drink coffee or ice cream from, you know?
Heck yeah. Yeah, to be proud of. So, okay, that's what a good day looks like. It seems like it's very food focused. We all love food. Sleep focused, engaging with people, friends, family, coworkers.
Yes.
Do
And
you
pottery.
and pottery, the most important thing. Can't believe I forgot that. Do you uh you're a medical assistant, correct?
Yes.
Do you work full-time or part-time?
Full time.
Awesome. Okay, so I just want to compare the two for people listening before the accident,
Mhm.
right? Soccer player, very physical, very jovial, like outgoing, hanging out
Mhm.
with friends and stuff. After accident, we're seeing some similarities, right? Like
Yes.
what would you say? Would you say life has changed drastically for you with adjusting with TBI, or do you feel like you've been able to settle back in a little bit to the Parker before the accident?
So the part before the accident is, from my opinion, from my perspective, no longer exists. And in my opinion, there's no reason to think about your former previous self because, yes, of course, it's part of you. It's still there. It's still, that's your past. It's there. But after a brain injury or after having something significant happen to you, you're, especially a brain injury, I like to say it's a new you in a sense,
Yeah.
where you have a whole new perspective of life, you have a new lens, you have to realign yourself. You probably still have your abilities you had before the accident, but you have to realign to the new life you've woken up to. And and yeah.
After the accident, did you think it would have been possible to have a full-time job?
Sorry, say it one more time.
After the accident, right? You're in the thick of it.
Uh,
You're really struggling to communicate. At that moment, did you think it was even possible for you to hold down a full-time job?
I did not think I could I did not think I'd be able to work. I was when I first got there, I was in a wheelchair, and then anyway, take it back. When I first got there, I did not think I'd be able to work. I wouldn't be able to have a girlfriend. I wouldn't be able to do many things. And not through time and patience helping me, but what helped me the most was, even at my level, for anyone's level, regardless what yours is working the best you can and still not necessarily hoping, but just like doing the best you can, regardless of what it is. Like, and there won't be, there's no quick fixes for anything. And you'll be more aware of that after a brain injury. And, and if you continue, the results will not show itself. It'll take time, but when you'll see down the road is your work and your ethic and your discipline is beyond words of how worthwhile it was.
Hmm. So true. So true. And I hope, more people that have brain injuries have that same mindset as you, because I've seen several lose that, train of thought in the recovery process, which is sad to see.
When I was at the rehabilitation place I went to, what I noticed is like a most people there, a good percentage of them, when they're just even when they arrived, even though who have been there, they're like the ones that just arrived, a good amount of them had already given up. They've
Hmm.
already given up, and and including people that have been there for a while, they're like felt like they were forced to be there,
Yeah.
not to recover, not to get better, because they haven't accepted their new life, their new version of themselves, and they've lost the old one. It's not
Yeah.
gone. They can realign to how they are now and bring stuff you are able to, and like yeah.
I think that's so true. Just echoing what you said, yeah, that the Evan before the accident is long gone. Like, I've mourned them. It took a while for me to really, digest that. But that life I had is no longer, in existence. And that speaks both for, my physical lifestyle, my professional lifestyle, my, social lifestyle. So much of it has drastically changed, which sucks. But it's embracing that and realizing that is gone. Like, you can't hold on to like the whole fistful of sand when you pick it up on the beach. It falls out of your hand, right? And that it is acknowledging that you have to let it go, because it's going to drive you crazy if you don't. And I think that was one of the toughest things for me to recognize, because I was trying so hard to hold on to it. And it was also realizing some of the relationships I was keeping was keeping that life in some extent, like some sense, like that old Evan was still with me because I had those people in my life.
Okay, okay.
But then it was letting go of those people because it wasn't healthy. Because they didn't take time to understand. And it's not their job to understand, but if they're not going to have empathy or compassion to realize what I'm going through, then I don't need you in my life, because it's doing me a disservice, because it's making me think, well, why am I not capable of doing that?
That's very well said. I love how you said that. Yeah, that was awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Again, Parker, hilarious guy, very upbeat. You got a great smile. Uh,
Thank you.
you radiate positive energy. But we all do have bad days. I have bad days weekly. Sometimes I have bad weeks, and like for me, that looks like, and I'm about to grab one right now. The pain. I have nonstop head pain, so I'm going to grab an ice pack here while we continue our conversation. But that coupled with my short-term memory and the
Mm,
frustration, it just snowballs. So on my bad days, I don't leave the house. Like I really
okay.
hunker down. I lay down on my couch, I have ice on my head, and I just like go to a different planet by watching The Office or some show that I've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
What does a bad day look like for you, and what symptoms are present when you're going through those bad days?
So the bad days would be when especially if I'm just now meeting this person, because as I mentioned before, I love talking. I love meeting people, of speaking to everyone. Thing is, though, is if I say the wrong word or
Mm.
the wrong sentence I didn't mean to say, but it's already with multiple people that they don't have the patience or they don't know to wait for it to real the say it again or change it. I just let it, um if I say the wrong word or the wrong sentence that it's somewhat mean, golly man. If so, say for example, if I'm talking to someone at Makerspace and I say something to someone and I realize as I said it, I realize I said it wrongly, and then he changes it, then he changes topic to changes the topic with me or talks to someone else. That's very frustrating because my mind will lose that what I thought what I meant to say, and and it's funny because I'll later that day it'll come back, and when it comes to aphasia, it's you overthink a lot,
Mm.
and even though like shit, man.
No, no, hey, you're doing a great job. I mean,
Um,
it's understandable. I know for me, and I don't want to step on your toes, but with the short-term memory loss for me, it is losing that train of thought mid-sentence. But then it also, piggybacks with what did I do yesterday? Or what did we do this morning? Or did I eat breakfast? Stuff like that. And then when people cater to you,
mhm.
right? Like, no, I would have forgot that too. Or no, I don't know. I think that causes a sense of frustration in my eyes, where it's like, hey, don't baby me. Like,
Yes,
don't,
I feel you.
that hurts
Totally
because
feel you.
it's like, look, I get it. Everybody forgets stuff, but, and again, this is not a competition, but I forget a lot more. And like, I don't want you to tell me every time I forget something, no, I didn't remember either. It's like, come on, dude.
Dude, I totally feel you, and like I agree. I agree with you. It's like if it's like sometimes they're not even. It's like an instinct for them to immediately treat you like it hurts you in a way, you know? Like they're trying to basically, like I said, baby you or like act you like in like below your level in a sense. You know what I mean?
And I feel like it also minimizes our challenges.
Yes, yes.
Um,
It drastically it puts all of our challenges in one little ball, and
mhm.
and and that's the frustrating part about that is like the frustrating part is for us to also see that it's just part of life too. Like
Mhm.
that's gonna happen regardless if we want to or not. And but
Mhm.
like thing is like what you're doing, what we're doing, like we're not just showing survivors, caregivers different lenses, but also outside of it show what we're actually going through so they can somewhat understand, at least not to necessarily yeah.
You're on it, dude. You're on it. No, that exactly. No, perfect. Like what you said, it is important to educate people. said, and don't minimize, you know what, like if we do forget, acknowledge it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't act like everything's fine. It's not, but we're also not having a pity party. We
Yeah.
recognize it. It would just be nice to have validation instead of pandering. Um, do you, I have noticed this. You mentioned a girlfriend.
Yes.
Ew, nice work. I want to talk about relationships and support.
Okay.
Um, I just to kind of share some insight with you. I have lost a lot of friends. I have
Okay.
lost
Okay.
family members. I have relationships have ended because of this injury. I would be curious to know what if you have experienced any of that. Social circles diminishing, family members no longer reaching out. You had mentioned you had a girlfriend at the time of the crash.
Mm.
Is this the same girlfriend you have? Tell me about your support system. Have you noticed it dwindle over the years or?
So first of all, I am very fortunate, which I noticed this at the rehabilitation because we'd always do monthly meetings or so, and I am very fortunate that I'm very close to my family, including my extended family, and they're wonderful. Even they've been great to me, and that helps a lot. And so, besides that, that's even though my perspective of some of them have changed, but they're still family regardless. I toss it on the road. I'm not gonna, but yeah, so relationship wise though, that has been hard for me because I'm a lover. I I'm an emotional man. But I the woman I was with, I the mindset I was before my accident from like she did not align with who I am now.
Okay.
And I'm thankful that we separated, which was even though I was very down when it happened. So I was in major loopy town because it's like right like less than a year after it happened, and
Okay.
we separated mainly because of her. She ended it, and I she didn't necessarily anyway. So after that though, I I went on a few dates that lasted an hour, and I talked like a fucking I talked like my speech back then was like it was it was like tossed salad in a way. And so I did not speak very well, so they're confused, stuff like that. But anyway, and I forgot most of it too. But anyway, um, but I met this one woman who has helped me significantly, and not through words though, because and in my opinion, I don't think she did this on purpose, but I have difficulty not just saying the words, but also receiving the words because sometimes I'll forget about the words sometimes. But like the thing is, what helps me the most, which she showed this through her presence, is all through her actions, and show me that actions means a lot more than words
Mhm.
sometimes. And 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 but yeah,
I've noticed you've said this a couple times, and I don't know if we've drilled in on it because that's the memory, baby. You've talked about these two versions of Parker, right? I
yes,
have that as well. Pre-accident Evan, uh, long gone. Same with Parker, right?
mm,
But it almost seems like your morals and your trajectory in life
mm,
um, changed drastically from who you were before the accident to who you are now, and not necessarily saying the brain injury struggles and challenges, but like, did it give you a different perspective on life where it was more like, oh my God, like this could be taken from me any moment. Like I got to soak it up. I got to do, I got to work hard. I really want to contribute to society. I want to help people. You said you're a lover. Do you think that elevated that sense of longing to do that in life. Does that make sense? Like now you're more of a go-getter than you may have been before.
Well, yes, at the beginning I was more of a go-getter, but the thing was I realized somewhat recently, and by recently I don't know, could be a year more than that, could be anyway, but at the beginning after brain injury I was trying as a go-getter because just for the purpose of showing others I'm still capable, that I'm still a functional person even with my injuries, and I was trying to have other people feel more comfortable around me and accept me when I wasn't accepting myself. I was trying to please others, not myself. And and it took a while. It took years after my accident where I finally realized that I was wearing everything I was wearing clothes of other people. I was not doing any good for myself. And finally I through some personal hard times, I ended up to working on myself and not just through my actions, like I was more I was going there. I was going there.
You're there. You have it.
Um,
You feel like the accident, you obviously had to rebuild from ground zero, right? Like everything had drastically changed, but through that rebuilding, you kind of remolded a different version of Parker, you thought was best for your future lifestyle.
and the thing is, the interesting part about that, the new perspective is it's not like I was doing it on purpose to, it wasn't like my thought process, my conscious mind was doing it on purpose to change. It's like my instincts was like taking over in a sense. It's interesting because like it's like taking over in many ways, but it's like it's very interesting. But it's not that like how we talk about our previous selves are basically gone, but the thing is, a lot of the foundations of the good habits we had, we may still remember, and we, at least for me, I had to some of those good things, I wasn't really aware of them, but like I felt them. I felt comfortable with them. And I not the negative ones. At the beginning, some of the negative ones, yes. But eventually I realized what was the good ones were. And I realigned them with a new version of myself and built from there on. So I didn't necessarily start at ground zero, but I restarted with this belt I could see, and I chose which parts of the belt to put on my new belt, and it's been wonderful for me since.
Amazing. What is one thing you wish people understood about TBIs?
Basically, to accept us for who we are now, and not just compare us to our version of our previous selves.
For me, it is hidden, obviously. But it's just to have more grace with myself and with people with traumatic brain injuries because my processing has definitely slowed down.
Mm,
I am more impulsive.
mhm,
Um, I my anxiety has gotten really, I did not have anxiety or depression before the accident, and now I do struggle with that stuff. I mean,
mhm.
because life has completely changed, which induces panic attacks, which I never knew were. But it's to have grace because you can't see it and you don't understand. Like, I don't go out for a reason. I'm not going to go to your birthday for X, Y, and Z. But although I do have all these challenges and complications, there still is an Evan there that cares, appreciates, respects. Like I can still be that support for you. Um, like just treat me like anybody else. Don't baby me.
Yes.
That's it for me. It's like I know I got shit going on. Like I know I have issues, but don't
Mhm.
like treat me like the Evan you knew. He's not here, but don't treat me any differently.
from what I see, what I would want other people to understand TBIs or is to basically, similar to what you said, treat us like humans, you know? If you're a good person, you're gonna want to not necessarily help them, but like just like still involve them or still treat them like how you would treat other people. And so they can, so like that person and the person you're talking, like everyone around you can grow and get better at whatever they're doing and be happier with their lives. And to, yes, I mean, we're, we may have a little bit longer time to say what we want to say or hear what you're saying, but we still, most of us, from my perspective, because I can't read other people or think what other people are thinking, but we are inside, even though our outside has maybe reduced a bit, but our inside has probably increased because of that.
Mhm.
And and that's our thoughts and emotions, they're still there in a way. It's just if you want to see them, then talk to us eventually and be patient. Just be patient with us, because like if you want, I mean, we're not begging. We're not. If you don't want to, then cool, go do what you want to do. But if you want to be involved with us, because we usually want to be involved with you too, then yeah.
I think that's perfect, Parker. Let me ask you this. If you could go back to yourself
Mm.
right when the accident happened. So we're talking, I know that first year you don't remember much, but if you could tell yourself something in that moment at
Mm.
the start of your journey of recovery, what would you tell yourself?
Just keep working and try your best not to take things too emotional and too personal because they don't understand. They don't understand and they won't understand unless they experience it. Even the survivors around you, they're going through their own issue and just keep working, keep driving, keep grinding, keep just just be happy that you're still here and progress is possible and there's people around you helping you whether you like it or not.
If you could share a message you would want to give to somebody that is in the early stages of their brain injury, as somebody who is living through it, who is
Mm.
still going through it, but maybe has learned more along the way, even though it is uncharted territory, what would you tell that person that finds themselves in a similar situation as you or as me or somebody in the brain injury community? What would you tell them?
Keep learning, keep thinking, keep feeling because you're in, how you said, Evan, you're uncharted territory and discover what's there in this map of yours and see what you can add to yourself that you want or do not want, and you do nothing but growth from here on. Because if you feel negative towards things, you already most likely already feel bad about what happened to you. So why make it worse? Why be sad or upset or be negative about everything going on? Just keep moving, keep learning, keep thinking, keep feeling, and you'll be surprised what happens, what you'll see.
Thank you so much for joining me today, dude. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so glad our paths have crossed and they will continue to cross because it does not stop here when the mic turns off, my friend. Thank you so much, Parker. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Evan. It's been wonderful to run the paths with you, and you're a great guy. I love the path you're going on, and I'm excited to keep talking.